So Hasbro announced on Facebook and Instagram that they're going to be doing a new fan vote. But this is an interesting fan vote. This is a fan vote for the next Walmart exclusive Generation 1 reissue for 2019. Now, for those that don't know, Walmart has the exclusive rights to reissues right now for the Generation 1 Transformers, and we've had up to this point the 4 mini-bots. We got Hot Rod, we got Devastator, and we have Starscream. So they have here, and as of this recording, on their Facebook and Instagram, they are taking the voting for a pair of characters. I'll show you what, I'll mention first what they showed us initially, which was they showed here we have Autobot Perceptor versus Astrotrain, and then we have Decepticon Thundercracker versus Skywarp. Initially,
which is a bit weird.
See, here's the thing. Initially, what people thought was, oh, are they going to be making 2-packs or something? No, what this is, and we learned this today as of this recording, is that they're doing a voting individually first. So first they want to know, do you want Perceptor or Astrotrain? And then probably in the next couple of days, if not tomorrow or something, we're going to find out, do you want Thundercracker or Skywarp? I think that's what I know, because it's not like an Autobot versus Decepticon thing, obviously.
Because I feel like it would just be weird to be like, okay, we're going to either put out 2, not repaints, but two of the same toy that you already got from the beginning.
These are all stuff that Hasbro, not just Takara, but Hasbro has reissued in some shape or form in America recently. In the case of like the Skywarp and Thundercracker, it's just a matter of the Starscream mold that they've already released thus far. I don't know what they're going to do with the Megatron gun. Maybe they'll include something else that's already been released through Japan as an extra, bell or whistle, maybe some Energon cubes. In the case of the Astrotrain was a KB Toys exclusive and later a Toys R Us exclusive. That was one of the very last commemorative releases. We actually discussed it in our commemorative discussion not too long ago. And Perceptor, wow, he was actually reissued, God, I think it was like 4 years ago. Like
not that long.
Yeah, so they're really just kind of digging into the more recent molds that they've used for reissues and stuff like that. And they're just kind of going like, hey, so like today it's like, do you want Perceptor or do you want Astrotrain? And then I think like whoever wins that will go up against whoever wins from Skywarp versus Thundercracker. And then the winner of that will be one of the... the funny thing is that I feel that ultimately in the end, whoever wins this is obviously going to be reissued. But in the end, the way that these reissues work, and I mean, to be fair, the reissues were a big success for Walmart. I mean, they were being scalped and selling out everywhere initially. Right. So I can't imagine them just releasing one reissue. You know what I mean? I think that it's going to be followed up with a bunch of other stuff. Maybe, I think that judging by the choices here, maybe it's just for that price point here, because Perceptor and Skywarp and Thundercracker are all kind of that same box price point. I would say Astrotrain's a little smaller. He's more of that Hot Rod price point.
Yeah.
But I think maybe that's what they kind of intended, was all of these guys are that same price point. So for that Starscream case assortment, who is it going to be here? And then we're going to do 4 more mini bots and 1 more combiner, maybe, I don't know, Superior. I'm just making shit up here, but you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, that's one assumption, because I can't imagine them just doing just one and that's that. Who's going to win though? I don't know. I would hope kind of that Astrotrain wins, because he's probably the best out of all of them. And like, I think Skywarp and Thundercracker, it's like, like we already got Starscream. I understand people are going to want to finish their collection for the few people in the fandom that are hardcore fans that didn't get the Seekers up to this point. Those guys have been reissued many times before already in America and in Japan. So and same thing with Perceptor. It's been reissued so many times. Even Perceptor, the original 1985 G1 toy, not a tough toy to get, not that expensive either, complete. So Astrotrain, same thing. He's not that tough to get, not expensive. So the only thing that I'm really leaning on here is which is really the best toy and the most fun, and that people could appreciate picking up years later in a Walmart, and that would be Astrotrain. Also, I think Astrotrain would be the best from a standards and practice safety kind of thing. He doesn't have launching missiles that need to be modified. He doesn't have breakable parts that need to be modified. He doesn't need a gun that needs to be made larger for choking hazards. So
that's true.
where all the other three all have missiles, they all have like here's the thing: the other three are really Diaclone Microman kind of toys. Astrotrain, while he also was a Diaclone toy that was supposed to happen, he was one of those later ones that didn't happen, and then he just became a Transformer toy. So he has that more, I don't want to say modern because that's wrong, but that more mid-'80s engineering as opposed to the late 70s, early 80s engineering that the others here have. So in the end, I think he would be the best one to fit for that. And again, I own all of these, and it's like it doesn't make a difference to me. It would be kind of cool if they all had unique color schemes, but at this, like Astrotrain having maybe show accurate colors or something. But
at the end, change it up a little bit as opposed to just the same toy.
But at the end of the day, I mean, I think that just Astrotrain would just be the most logical. And again, people like he's the most fun out of them because he's a triple changer. We just came off of a movie with triple changers, so.
One thing I wanted to ask is, I remember before when we used to get reissues, we would go to our little specialty store, our little comic book shop or your anime store or what have you. Were there ever reissues that came out in big retail stores before?
Yes.
I'm trying to think.
Toys R Us. It
used to be okay. Yeah. Toys R Us was
the carrier for that kind of stuff. And again, this is in Canada I'm talking about. In America, KB Toys had it, Toys R Us had it, Marshalls and stuff like that. I would get Blaster and Perceptor at different points. So this is something that to me, if I had to vote, because in the end, none of these are product that I'm going to be getting anyways because I've had it all for decades on end, unless it's something different in terms of colors. But if I had to pick one, I'm going with Astrotrain to beat Perceptor. Between Skywarp and Thundercracker, I don't know. I don't know. Let's say
I would go with Skywarp because I feel like Thundercracker always comes out first, and Skywarp is left in the dust.
I think
constantly.
Skywarp has a nicer color scheme too of the two, so I think that's
Skywarp. From what I remember, right? What I remember is usually that Thundercracker always gets a release, and Skywarp kind of doesn't.
Yeah, I do agree. That always does happen. Or he does get a release, but it's like.
Limited.
It's the limited way, whether it be a store exclusive or a con exclusive. But then in the end, I want Astrotrain kind of to sweep it all, just because I think that if there's one figure here that people will truly enjoy, meaning people who somehow have not handled this product, which is in a lot of ways, I feel that's kind of what these G1 reissues are. I think that they're really aimed at the more distant fan that has never messed with G1 products, that hasn't gone on eBay to hunt that stuff down. It's the guy who's going to be in the toy aisle across from the pop vinyls and going, hey, old school Transformers. Oh man, I'd love to own a G1 Bumblebee. You know what I mean? So I think that would be the best product for them, and it would just be the most enjoyable because Astrotrain, in my opinion, out of all the triple changers, like the original 6, he's my favorite of the bunch. Just the best in terms of alt mode, robot mode, and that third mode. He's easily the best of the bunch. And again, all the little other factors I mentioned, safety standards and having to modify it, you just take the original toy and release it straight up. Where all the others, they have to change stuff. And granted, those changes have already been done with those previous reissues, so they just have to reissue those old ones. But I mean, I think for people, much like the Hot Rod, I think people would like to have product that was 100% like the original G1 product instead of something that had to be slightly modified for today. But yeah, that's my take on it. I don't know, which one do you would want to win in the end?
I would say Astrotrain because he's the only triple changer, really.
Yeah.
I think that's I feel like you would get your bang for your buck for that one.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to crap on Perceptor. I don't want to crap on Skywarp. I don't want to crap on Thundercracker. But, I mean, we already have that mold for 2 of them, so that only leaves Perceptor and Astrotrain, and Astrotrain's the triple changer. I feel like you're getting the better of all 4 in that one. But that's just me personally.
Awesome. So that's what we're going to go with. Let us know what you think and who you're going to vote for, and let's hope it works out in the end.